I've literally tried to make this video 3 times, and and it just disappears. It's the strangest of things. There must be something wrong with my phone. Anyway, welcome to YouTube channel. This is a quick message to thank Sheep Farm Dominic, he is a personal friend of mine from West Yorkshire. We grew up together in our 20s and 30s. We went all over the place. He is a great guy, and Christian is his brother. And basically they invite people on to do podcasts and interviews. And I was invited on a few days ago. I hope I didn't embarrass myself too much, but it's 3 Yorkshire lads who come together and have a chat about what's going on in the world. You won't see this on mainstream media. You won't hear this on any BBC chat show or any mainstream radio station or TV. So this is about you and I. It's like, if you just listen to it, if you put your earphones on, go and sit down, have a coffee somewhere, or just put your feet up, it'll feel like you're in the room with us and we're all having a chat together. And you are talking through your mind, listening to what's going on, and your thoughts will be rattled. You'll start feeling bad or upset, or you'll feel happy. You'll release, because we are talking a conversation that nobody's talking about. So what do we talk about on this show? What were we talking about on this 1-hour show? We talked about all the things that you're not allowed to talk about. So I don't want to say any of those things, because if I trigger any words, then my channel will be knocked off. But suffice to say, it's about health and well-being. We did talk about parasites, which is one of the things that mainstream doesn't want to talk about or even mention. Well, of course they don't. So we explain why they don't want to talk about it. We also talk a lot about what we believe is a good cleanser and clearer and killer of parasites. Great info shared about that. We also talk about things that are happening to children right now that we believe shouldn't be happening to children and is going to cause great damage and so on. We talked about anal swab. That's good to be able to say that. Anal swab. You know what I'm talking about. We talked about the Blair Witch Project. Blair, you know who I'm talking about, the witch, and so on. We talked about many different things that is happening in the world. We tried to explain about religion. We also tried to explain a little bit about why darkness is attacking light. So all of these things were a real good chat, I think. And like I said, it's 3 Yorkshire lads who come together, Dominic, Christian and myself, and we have a chat. And I hope you enjoy it. And I'd just like to say one thing before I go. If you ever wonder what you can do to make a difference in this world, then a kick in the ghoulies for the darkness is to support the people who are supporting you. And predominantly Sheep Farm, people like me, we support you. Why? Because we help you and try our best to share things that maybe you didn't know, and that the dark screen that the dark screen wants you to know about what it wants you to do. So like we often say to you, if you listen to the dark screen, if you listen to politics, if you listen to your I don't know, your heroes, your gurus, you'll find that they'll pipe you down a road where it can cause great issue. So we kind of share with you the truth. We try and help people. Whether you take that on board or not is another thing. You can lead a horse to water, but only 1% actually do the work or actually do something about it. So if you want to help, when you go over to the link which you click, then why don't you subscribe or even become a Patreon? I am. So I end up listening to the other hour, which if you pay a monthly subscription, I don't know, it's a few euros, a few pounds. If you pay a monthly subscription, then you can get into the second part of it, which is also pretty cool. And I enjoy it too. I enjoy listening to all the people that they have on. I don't get to listen to all of them because they do quite a lot. But the ones that I've listened to, Mark Devlin, and there's so many amazing people that they've had on. It really is great, whether you believe, whether you feel it, whether you don't feel it, whether it rattles you, whether it makes you angry. It's all good. It's all positive, because you need to grow by listening. And this is one of the things we talked about in this podcast. how we can grow and what we need to do to break free from the program that we think we're not in, but actually sometimes we can be because of ego and pride and the program. So I think it's a really great conversation. I think I haven't listened to it, but I think it's a great conversation. And maybe I should listen back to it. Maybe I'll learn something from it myself, because sometimes you don't listen all the time because you end up speaking a lot. And sometimes when you listen back to them, oh, wow, that was a brilliant point, Dom. That was a brilliant point, Christian. And sometimes it's great to listen more than once because you're listening to more points. So I'll just put one link below, and that is to Sheep Farm. And I'd also like to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, Dominic and Christian, for inviting me onto the show. I appreciate it so much, and I absolutely love chatting with you guys. It's always a pleasure. It feels like I'm just talking to my best mates. And hopefully you guys will feel the same when you listen in. I hope if you sit down, and even if you're cooking or cleaning and you put it on and listen to it, you know what? It might just make you feel a bit better, even though you know most of the things we talk about, or maybe you don't, but there's different perspectives from three different guys. One's a businessman, and now he's got Health Bunker, which is fantastic. Then there's Christian, that is a top chef in London, and me with the silly tops. Have a great day. Link below, and thank you so much. Please subscribe to them, or even go to YouTube Sheep Farm and subscribe. That's a kick in the goalies, definitely, for the dark screen, because they don't like it when you support the independent and the truth energy of what we're trying to help bring out, the truth. Okay, I'm going. Shut up.